Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome to another Total War Warhammer guide. Today we are looking at the sort of leftovers. I don't want to say leftovers because they're some of the most fun units, but the artillery, the crazy monsters that the Dark Elves have that makes them especially unique, apart from the Repeater Bolt Throwers, which High Elves have exactly the same, and they also have dragons. Okay, not unique, but they're really, really good. Some of them are unique. So I like you can tell the size difference between a black dragon and a Repeater Bolt Thrower just by putting them nearby. It's ridiculous. Right, let's move you over there, Mr. Black Dragon. We shall call you Dave. Right, so let's have a look. We're going to sort of chat about the units, see what we like about them, see what we don't like about them, and all that good stuff. So first off, you've got the only piece of artillery that the Dark Elves have, but it is relatively cheap and very, very, very good. So it's the Repeater Bolt Thrower. It has armor-piercing missiles, multi-shot ammunition, which we'll look at in a minute. You get 4 in a unit. They've got a standard Dark Elves troop, so you don't expect too much for them, but very nice leadership, which is really good. They have a really good range of 340. They've got 24 shots, and their missile damage is 152. Lots of armor-piercing damage. Bonus versus large of 50, which is really, really good. And the best thing about them is that you can choose how you want to use them. So down here you have the options for the multi-shot round or the standard shot. So that's good. This is after if you're going after monsters, Bastillodons and Doom Wheels and all that sort of stuff, or heroes, legendary heroes, that sort of good stuff. This is for going after your standard infantry. I probably overruled, obviously very much depends on what you're fighting, but I like the multi-shot round. It actually does a remarkable amount of damage, and the amount of projectiles, number of projectiles, 16. It is pretty crazy. They do a lot of damage, even though the elves generally lack artillery. This is a really nice piece of versatile equipment that I'm a big fan of artillery, so I at least have 2 of these in an army, normally 4, because I like a bit of overkill and I'm a noob that just likes to shoot shit before it gets to me. Right, so next up on our mishmash of units, we have the synchronized flying. They could have just animated that so they don't sync exactly the same. It looks a bit weird. But they are the Harpies. They are the flying witch elves, basically. Very naked. So very fast Vanguard deployment. They're decent at fighting. Amazingly quick. Obviously, the main use of these is going after artillery units is the single biggest use, because they're so quick to get there. You just fly them straight around the sides from your Vanguard deployment and attack the artillery. You need more units if the enemy's got... It very much depends on how artillery heavy the units are. I don't think they have much armor piercing. 12, it's not too bad. So their main job is to go after artillery, and then secondary is the ranged units. You can also use these to just try and tie down units if there's an elite force, just to sort of keep them busy for a while, but there is definitely better uses for the Harpies. Next up, we have the amazing War Hydra, which is brilliant. On the tabletop version, each War Hydra comes with its own Dark Elf handlers who sort of poke it and prod it in the right direction, and occasionally the Hydra will turn around and eat one of them. But we don't have that. We don't have that to worry about in this game. So, the War Hydra has fiery breath. It causes terror, as you'd expect. It's got scaly skin and regeneration, which is amazing. A massive 9,000 hit points. Okay armor with the scaly skin of 50. Leadership's not fantastic, but okay. Decent amount of speed. Melee attack is 52. Melee defense is 26. Weapon strength is 440. 300 of which is armor piercing. And a decent charge bonus. They've got the missile resistance of 35%, which is lovely. They can attack walls and stuff. They cause fear and terror. They have the regeneration, which is great. Absolutely fantastic. That's just a constant, happens over the time. So you'll get a bit damaged, just withdraw from the fight, stay in the back for 5 minutes and come back and you'll do a load more damage. I love this. Another takes its place because it's multi-headed. So basically, it's a regeneration around itself. It recharge if the hit point is less than 50%. So it's really hard to kill, right? It's really, really hard. And then obviously it's got fiery breath, which is a magic missile attack you can use 3 times per battle. Obviously, it doesn't cost any power. This is a bound spell. 45-second cooldown. Cannot use if engaged in melee. So that's the only sort of downside to this. I generally use it like before the charge. I'm going to use this guy to counter charge, to scare the shit in the flank. but use that breath weapon right across the line before you charge in. It does a decent amount of damage. Just give the order and the Hydra's heads will spew forth their fiery breath, each competing for the brightest flame. I think what we need to do is see these guys in action shortly, just so we can get a gauge, you know, and have some fun and kill some Skaven. So finally we have the amazing Black Dragon. Very cool. He looks like the zombie dragon from Game of Thrones a bit, doesn't he, with the holes in his wings and stuff like that. Weird sort of horny head thing, but okay, we'll go with that. So the Black Dragon, obviously it can be a mount as well, but it's got the Noxious Breath, it's armoured, armour-piercing, scaly skin, amazing stats across the board. There's no real weaknesses, even got a good charge bonus, 520, ridiculous amount of armour-piercing damage, 380. You go monster hunting with this dude. You can go, just kill everything, just kill all the things with the Black Dragon. This is Noxious Breath. Again, it's a sort of very similar to the War Hydra. So let's have a quick fun play. We'll just send them in like one poor unit at a time. So I think we've got some Skaven here. So he doesn't have any range, does he? So we can just, you know, float about and have a laugh. We're going to just send them in like you shouldn't do. They're not the best fighters, Harpies. They're going to go down pretty quick, but they look pretty cool going in for the attack. Let's go. That is quite... Oh, that makes me feel a little bit sick, all those flappy wings and stuff. And you'll see them sort of pick dudes up and all sorts of stuff. Right. Oh, we're shooting. I forgot we had crossbows. I was like, where's that shooting come from? Oh, it could be the massive repeater bolt throwers. There you can see them firing, doing a lot of damage. It's a really nice spread of damage that these guys do. But we don't want the Skaven to run away too soon, so we'll stop. Stop! In the name of love. Right, so let's have a look at the fiery breath. Okay. Pretty short range. Like I said, so the Harpies have already broken. They don't stay around for very long. Here we go. Fiery breath. Nice. Really good amount of damage. But look at the morale damage. That just broke that unit entirely. Obviously, they're Skaven, so, you know, I could fart in their direction and it'll break them. But still very, very cool. Let's go for some Noxious Breath on the Black Dragon here. Ready? Oh, yeah, that's lovely. Right, now send you into the attack. Right, here he goes, here he goes. Yeah, he's just going to wreck Skaven here. He's just going to have a lot of fun. Eating dudes. They're all running away at this point. Oh, no, they're sending in more. What shall we do? Oh, no. They got their warlords there, thinking, I wish I hadn't come for a walk today. So let's have a look. He just bounced off. Look at it. He just flew off. There we go. So our two little buddies here having a field day. I think he's just eaten some. No, he's just vomited on somebody. Oh, there. Look. Oh, no. He's tossed him into the air and caught him. He's dead. See if we can see that again. That's very cool animation. Right. He's just having a nice time. Go on, dude. Come on, eat one again. Eat one again. Oh, okay, just a bit of a trample. That's fine as well. Both work. He's got shy now. He doesn't want to eat anybody. Maybe he's full. These rats probably don't taste very... He's got one. He's got one. They're pulling it apart. And he's gone, and he's down. Very cool. And obviously now we can't use our Noxious Blast and stuff, but you know, they'll just happily go through. But like any monster, they're not indestructible. If you leave them out here in the open, swarmed by dudes, they will eventually just lose morale. Look, shaken, faster and stronger enemies. Not really, mate. You're a bit of a wuss. But any unit that can get surrounded is going to take a bit of punishment. Oh, we've just lost the... Oh. God damn it. Even up the odds a little bit. Just chuck a little, you know, cheeky spell in there, bit of blade, windy blade stuff. So the dragon's like, I'm out of here, mate. I'm out of it. I've had enough rats. So yeah, so basically the Harpies, you've got to be very careful with them. You don't want them in combat for too long. They go after stuff that's easy to kill, that's unguarded, like the artillery. The repeater crossbow, not crossbows, the catapult. No, they're not in catapults. What the fudge are they? Bolt throwers are your standard artillery, but they've got the double use that they can use. I prefer the multi-shot, but it could be just personal preference. You've got the Black Dragon and the War Hydra. They're both pretty similar, really. You probably don't need two in an army. It just feels like that would be unfair if that was the case. But there you go, guys. Let me know what you think of these units. Which is your preferred favourite? Do you have a sort of preferred for the War Hydra and the Black Dragon? The War Hydra is definitely more tanky, but the Black Dragon does the more damage. And obviously, you know, Black Dragon flies, which is quite a benefit as well. But let me know what you think, and please check out my other guides. I've done a playlist of every army in the game so far, so go and check it out if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new to the place, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Bye bye.